people are going to probably listen to this.
Have you seen this? There's an Instagram page that takes chess moves, like gambits and stuff, Queen's Gambit, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they teach you the moves, but they do it in like a song format, like a K-pop song format.
That's awful.
And it's like, da, 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 da. It's like, it makes it intense. And then I learned the Queen's Gambit that way.
Well, chess is that's some nerdy stuff. I played a lot of chess when I was younger, and I was never great at it, but I could hold my own against my friends. But then once you start playing against people that know the strategies, forget it. Are you getting to know the strategies? You're getting into chess.
I've always been in and out of chess. I always keep the app on, the chess app on all the time. I just keep it on my phone. But no, I've been getting more into it because it's a nice little thing to do when you're like overstimulated. Have you ever been overstimulated by games, like video games? Like you're playing a game and you're just like, I'm overstimulated. This is too many lights.
Sure, I get overstimulated by scrolling bullshit. It starts to drive me nuts. And I'm like, I gotta just shut this off. I stopped really looking at reels for more than... I'll look at 5 in a row and I'll be like, oh God, what did I just do? What
do you do now when you're like in the bathroom pooping? Or your poop's just shorter?
I got shorter poops. I signed up a monthly subscription to having shorter
poops.
Shorter shits. No, I'll do connections. But no, I do.
Oh, Connections is good.
Do you do Connections?
I love Connections.
You know what's cool? So you know how
you hated Wordle.
I hate talking about Wordle. You should never talk about Wordle. There's nothing to talk about.
But Connections, there's something to talk about.
Yeah, there is.
There is, right? Because sometimes it's BS. I do
sometimes
Connections.
Sometimes it's BS.
It's dumb, and I'm just like, I haven't done my Connections today. But have you done yours?
I do them every day. I have. I just checked a 14 streak.
14 streak?
Yeah, I'm on 14. My max streak was 16.
You're a movie buff. Have you ever done Framed, which is like Connections and all that stuff? It's a daily challenge.
No.
You only get 6 frames of a movie, and you have to figure out what the movie is. And the first 3 frames are always like really like you have to have watched the movie a lot.
That's what I'm saying though, man. I'm like, are these all movies that everybody knows?
Oh, they're not doing like they're not. Oh, that would have been bad.
No, that would have been a clip.
They're not doing like wild movies you never watched. Like it would be something popular.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't done Frames. I think I actually have heard of it though.
Framed.
I heard about Framed. I've heard about this.
A Spaniard.
The one with the music. What's that one?
I think it's called. It might be called Museo or something, or sound, where you get a clip. Like you get 14 seconds of a song, I believe.
Yeah, you can listen to like whatever. Forget it.
I can't do that.
I can't do that. It has to be in my window of songs. I was never a radio guy.
Yeah, I was a radio guy, and I still never get that one. My girlfriend does. She'll like listen to it a few times and go, "Oh yeah, that's that's a Cannibal Corpse song," or like that's
oh yeah.
Yeah. They talked about sodomy in the first 5 seconds.
That's a Cannibal Corpse song. They're a good band.
Ever made love to Cannibal Corpse?
Not yet, but I'm hoping one day.
Wait, you can let me know if this is disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. I already can tell you before you say it's.
Do you have sex with the music on, or do you go no music?
Absolutely not.
No music.
No.
Okay.
Because then I'm thinking about the music.
See, you love music, so for you, it'd be like
music.
You love music more than vagina.
I do. I do. If I had to pick one over the other, it's music every time. It's music and my boys. Okay.
I used to listen to Thundercat. Is bass? You know Thundercat, the bassist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel mighty fine sitting next to you.
You should sing.
No, I can't sing.
And you should play air guitar in a band and sing.
Should I add that to my stand-up act?
You should put that in your resume.
Yeah. I haven't updated my resume in like 5 years.
It's time, man. There's jobs out there.
Yeah, comfy.
No, I know. I'm just
can afford a house.
Yeah, you got a house.
I'm a homeowner, audience members.
Yeah, you got a house. It's I'm sure it's a lovely home. Well, I've actually seen pictures of it. It is a lovely home.
Did I show you?
You sent me a link.
Oh yeah, I
to
did.
to the pictures of the house.
Yeah, it's a great house.
I said, "What's your home address?" And he said, "That's personal." And I'm like, "You literally know where I live, and you've been here many times."
And that was your mistake.
And I should never have done it.
You don't let people know your weaknesses. I don't tell people what my allergies are. No, it's great. It's a cool house. It's really big. But it was a good deal at the time. Because right now the housing market's probably going to get flooded due to interest rates going down. But who cares, BlackRock owns it all anyway.
Is that really it?
Yeah, I thought I'd wrap up that because nobody cares about freaking... And you know what's funny? Every time I mention about a house, people who are cool say congratulations. Other people go, damn, it sucks. The market sucks right now. I can't find a house.
They're mad.
They're mad, and
People
I feel
mad
that.
It's not working out for them.
I feel that, yeah.
No, and yeah, when I bought a house, I mean, the people who owned my house before me doubled their money on their house when they sold it, and I was like, wow, I feel like I'm getting screwed on this one, but at least the interest is low. And then sure enough, we got it before everything went crazy, so we got lucky again. So yeah,
you know what upsets me
I'm
is
happily stuck here.
Yeah, you got the house. You got your house at a good deal, right? Your interest rate's great, but I will say, very predatory how all our information's out there. So my full Govy and all that's attached to the house. It's all public record. So there's this like predatory company trying to sell me protection insurance on the loan in case I'm ever disabled. And they're calling me and they're sending me like last notice letters. In case. Well, I plan to be disabled. It's in there. It's in my Marvel universe.
Yeah. You're like, I can't. I'm already perusing the Rascal scooters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, what's gonna happen though is
trying to lock in a rate.
I'm not gonna go straight to Rascal scooters. I'm gonna have an arc where I become super jacked and healthy, right? Yeah. Like that David Goggins shit, 200 miles every week, and then like I'll have an awful injury, and then I'll deteriorate into alcoholism and Rascal scooters.
Wow,
that's the arc,
Yeah,
but no, it's
predatory,
man. Like she called me like she was the bank and she wasn't the bank. And she was like, yeah, let me lock you in at a time to talk about this a little more. And she's a good salesman from Florida. Yeah. She used the hurricane to her advantage. She said, oh, my God, we're dealing with the hurricane right now. It sucks. The hurricane sucks right now. I'm dealing with all this crap. I'm sorry. I'm so behind. Can I talk to you later today about this? And I keep asking her, I'm like, hey, Navy Fed had me sign my life away and never had anyone call me to go over a document or a product. They just gave it to me to read. My girlfriend's a lawyer. I'm trained in other ways. I can read a document and a contract and feel relatively confident I understand it. And she kept going and going. I just was like, yeah, I'll talk to you at 7:30 tonight. And I just hung up and not pick up. But she's sending me last notice message that looked like, I'm going in a default or something. Yeah. So that's how they get people to respond. I think it's so disgusting.
Well, good for them. I think these pigs really, they should weasel you into getting everything, force you against your will, and, make you do something that you will regret for decades.
It's the economy. Mm-hmm. Something Tim Dillon would do. That's what he did before he sold houses. He was a real estate guy before.
He did subprime mortgage loans.
Yeah,
subprime. That was like
subprime mortgages.
He contributed to the 2008
the tranches.
Yeah. So what did we miss? We missed Hawk Tuah.
Yeah, I think this table's reminiscent of the Hawk Tuah format, right? I've never watched an episode.
Oh, you're not watching Talk Tuah every week?
Is it Talk Tuah or Hawk Tuah?
It's called Talk Tuah.
Talk Tuah. Okay. No.
You don't watch Talk Tuah?
I don't watch.
Oh, she's great. She's just the best.
She seems like a nice girl. She seems like a nice person.
I know. She's become America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
And so
she's just spitting on them things.
She is. And that's good for her.
What if like sex with her is really boring? Like she makes it out to seem like, oh yeah, you just gotta spit on that thing. And and then sex with her is like really like, oh.
She's like, awful. Okay, now don't look.
penis.
Y'all don't look. It's private.
Yeah.
So we missed Hawk Tuah, and we missed OJ dying.
Yeah, the death of OJ.
So he's dead.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Trump, the first assassination, we missed that.
Yeah, I'm at the 3 count for the assassinations. Attempts.
No, that's just 2.
Nope, there were 2. There were 3.
No, that guy was a Trump supporter.
Shooting guns near the golf course?
No, that was the guy that was the second one.
There was another one in between those.
There was?
There's one in between the ear and the golf course.
Golf course?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, they never got any close. They didn't get as close as the ear guy.
Oh, your guy. Yeah, your guy got pretty close.
And I was sad. I was sad that it's gotten to that point.
So now you're definitely voting for Trump, right?
Yeah, I think I'm writing in Bernie Sanders or Vermin Supreme. You remember Vermin Supreme?
I'm writing in Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think make chicken great again.
I believe in it. In a world where, baked salmon is popular, bring back chicken. Bring back the fried. Give me back. How many spices he has in there? How many?
I'm going to go with, on the spot, 13.
13.
Lucky 13 herbs and spices.
Is that the number of death?
It's the number of... There's 666 lovely herbs and spices that go into every Colonel Sanders bucket of bullshit.
You could have done 69. That would have been a great 69.
No, 666.
Okay.
It's the number of the beast.
Yeah, Lucifer.
What else did we miss?
Beelzebub. I went to Vegas.
You went to Vegas?
Went to Vegas for my buddy's wedding.
Did you do anything degenerate?
I was a groomsman. Yeah, I had a great time. I met a really cool dude, actually. Well, I'd met him a while ago before, but my one of my best friends' brother-in-law works for like a YouTuber cooking guy, very popular on YouTube, and he's just a cool hang. He's really fun. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's a big personality. He's
Did
really
he throw
funny.
you around?
He could throw me. He's a giant. He looks like a Samoan dude. He's Filipino.
I love Samoans.
He's just this giant, like it's like 4 or 5 Filipino people fused together to make him.
That's nice.
But
I love a
jacked.
Samoan. I love a Samoan. I love a Hawaiian. I love just men.
Yeah, dude, I love men.
Non-white men are my favorite kind of man.
I did. I like a few white men mixed in.
Yeah.
Cool ones like Bob Dylan.
But you think he's cool?
I think Bob Dylan's real cool.
I don't know.
Bob Dylan has an N-word pass.
Does he?
Yeah, he has a song. He used the N-word.
Mine came in the mail the other day.
It did?
Yeah, it's
there.
there.
Can I see it?
You want me to open it up?
Well, I have to validate it.
No.
I have to notarize it.
No. Let me get that notarized. All right, we're not doing that.
You're going to edit that one out, huh?
No, leave that in.
Leave it in.
Not cutting anything from this one.
No, Vegas was cool, dude. The wildest thing about Vegas to me was just how many families were there. Have you been to Vegas?
I sure have.
It is was it family friendly when you went? Did you see a bunch of families going down the street?
I saw topless moms. No, I didn't.
That sounds
no,
cool. That sounds really cool.
I didn't see any families really.
Dude, I saw a ton of families. Not even like during the daytime, in the middle of the night. Like you're walking down, you're like, ooh, you get around, and then it's like this family.
Was the dad carrying a 12-pack of Miller Lite?
No. Well, mom wasn't sober. The dad looked like he had a good head on his shoulders. At least the one family I saw. But like, it's like because apparently they have so many attractions that are perfectly like family friendly.
Of course, they want to bring families there. That's how they get money in.
Yeah, and some of that stuff is fun. I did. I went to Omega Mart. That's the ARG. It's like it's hard to explain, so I'll just avoid explaining. It's just a fun little thing you can do.
That's good.
They don't call them like parks or anything. They call them experiences. That's what they call everything. I also did a police live shooting simulator at the Mafia Museum, the Mob Museum. Highly recommend you go. Cheap ticket, really fun time. But we pretended to be cops, and there was a simulation. We got holsters, me, Courtney, and my friend, and we had to go through simulations, going through like a domestic dispute. We're shooting people.
Wow.
We had to talk down an actor.
Wow.
Yeah, they had a good actor. Yeah.
Damn.
It was a good time.
That's crazy. I would not think to do that.
And shout out Andrew. Congratulations. married man,
Andrew.
one of my best friends.
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
I hope you have a happy marriage, Andrew.
They had a short engagement too.
The best kind.
Andrew and Michaela, of course. I should mention. I didn't know if I should mention her name.
No, don't. I'll edit that out. No, I'm gonna leave
okay.
it in. Nothing's getting edited out of this one.
I don't care about Andrew's consent, but I like Michaela more. But no, I had a good summer, man. I had a fun time. I opened for some comics that I really liked this summer, so it was really cool.
Nice.
No, just
Does it feel good to open for comics that you like?
it's always, don't you like picking the brain of like a really funny comic or like a good, like one that you like or seen around before? Like,
yeah, I do.
That experience is fun of like, how do they go about it? Like what's their process?
I liked when I got to open for Todd Barry. That was fun, but I didn't really pick his brain. I just tried to be affable.
Well, you don't want to be too weird.
Yeah. No, you don't want to be weird.
But then also, it's funny. The best way to be weird is trying not to be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching, you like, what we should have done? We should recreate Hot Ones. But I was watching Hot Ones, and they had Peter Dinklage. They had the Dinklage.
Yeah, he looks weird without a lot of hair in that, right? Don't you think he looks like his head looks tiny?
He looks more punk rock.
Really?
He had a punk rock.
He freaked me out, man.
I liked him. I thought he was cool.
I didn't see it. I didn't watch it. I just saw the thumbnail.
It's a good watch, but he had mentioned something that I totally forgot about.
How many times? Yeah. What did he say?
I talked about how many times he whacks off. No, he had a bunch of cool stuff.
Eye-opening.
I forgot. He puked on people.
Did he?
Yeah, he puked on people during a live like theater performance. He was doing like a Shakespeare thing.
Was he sick?
And he was sick, and he still had to perform, and he was above the audience, and he started puking in a bucket, and they thought it was a part of the show, and like real puke was landing on them.
Wow,
they were loving it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
One time I vomited on a second floor, like deck, I guess you could say, and it was because I drank a warm beer. I drank a really warm beer, room temperature beer.
Why?
It was dumb. We were playing War, the game War.
The card game?
But we made it a drinking game. And there was some really weird thing that was like, if you lose a war for like a quadruple war where it ties each time or whatever, like some number in a row, and then you lose, then you have to chug this warm beer. And I was like, all right, I guess it was this crazy thing. It was very unlikely. It's very statistically unlikely that this could happen. And it happened. And so I drank this warm beer, and I got like halfway through it, and then I just immediately puked it up. Luckily it was only beer that came, and no food came up.
Did you feel good after puking?
No.
You didn't have that post-puke
No,
feeling?
because it wasn't like building up. I didn't have a bad feeling. I didn't feel like I needed. It was just because it was so gross that I puked.
Your body makes. I think you have to feel good after you puke. Like it just happens. Your body has like a reaction.
Well, when you need to. I didn't need to.
It's weird.
I wasn't like, oh, I'm not feeling good. It was just like, oh, this is disgusting. Ugh. Like, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it was just, it kicked in the grossness. But
and did your friends laugh? Did they die laughing, or did they feel
laughed
bad?
Because the neighbors were downstairs on their porch, and they were cooking on their grill, and so it was just spilling off the deck, and they were cooking, and they didn't know what it was,
They got some
and
seasoning?
we never told them.
They had some seasoning.
I don't think they got seasoned, but
Ugh.
it was gnarly, to say the least.
Ooh. I puked on a friend's rug one time. I still owe him a rug.
Yeah.
Shout out Chris. I owe you a rug. Sorry
Chris,
about that.
you ain't getting the rug, man.
Yeah. You haven't gotten the rug in almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
No, 20 years.
Good
I didn't,
rug stuff.
I didn't puke when I was 10. Almost 15 years. Yeah.
Yeah, but so comedy.
Yeah. What about it? You want to be a stand-up comic again?
I think it's going to die. I think it's dying.
I think it's a dying art form.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's on the way out. I think there's too many people doing it.
Right as like Kill Tony goes up.
That's when it's the worst, dude. Kill Tony stinks, man.
I don't think all of them are hitters, but you gotta give respect where respect is due. Cam is fucking hilarious.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, Kill Tony stinks. Tony Hinchcliffe's a turd.
I only watch Cam's shorts that they have of Cam and one or two other guys. That guy who's like Eastern European is really funny too that they have there.
Oh yeah,
those two are funny. But you're right. So, there's some deranged. You know what they did is they bottled up the derangedness of like open mics where anybody can pick up a mic and say whatever they wanted to say.
Yeah. And
they packaged it up into something for the consumers.
Yeah.
And it is, ugh.
Dude, when Kill Tony came out, it was so cool. And they were doing it in the belly room at the Comedy Store, which is like the tiniest room at the Comedy Store. And it was a really cool show. It didn't have this massive following that it has now. But then it started getting bigger. And the quality of comedian that would go up got way worse. Because at the beginning, it was a lot of people that were like trying to make it in comedy that were getting up on stage doing a minute. And they would do well. And then, you'd still roast the guy afterwards or whatever. And then it became... like, I think it was maybe 4 or 5 years in was when I stopped listening. And it was like, just 5 comedians in a row that just sucked. They just suck. And it was just bombing and it's just awkward. I don't like that. I mean, if you like it, sure. I don't care. It's just not for me.
I like it. I just don't watch it consistently. I like the clips. But I will say this, I think anything gets a little boring when it becomes the funnel for like success, quote unquote. Like when comics feel like the only way they can be successful is doing a Kill Tony thing and then moving on and spinning off with that becomes kind of played out. And like same with like back in the day with Stern, everyone was like, I want to be on Stern or I want to be on Letterman. Believe it or not, I think, Kill Tony... I think it's an objective fact. They're the new Letterman, along with with the Mothership stuff. They're much better than being on a late night spot or something, and that's the funnel for these comics. It makes sense for them.
Yeah.
So, depending on who you are, like some comics wouldn't Hassan Minhaj wouldn't probably do well in a Kill Tony thing. It's not like he needs it, but like raunchier comics.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
Not my
We've
guy.
talked about it. When he had his scandal, we talked about it.
Yeah, I never thought he was funny before his scandal either. It's just not my style.
I thought he was funny, man. But that's mostly because, I'm woke garbage.
You are? Why are you so woke garbage? Why do you like Clapter?
Clapter? What's that?
You go up on stage, you make a point, and it's just like, yeah. Yay,
Clapter? Have you coined that, or is that...
No, that's coined.
The coined? Who coined it?
I mean...
Bill Maher? That fucking prick?
Bill Maher is the best. He's the GOAT.
He's a fucking piece of shit.
He's the GOAT. And... No, it's just going on stage, just making points that aren't funny, just to get, claps.
You know who does what Hassan Minhaj tries to do expertly and very well?
Yeah.
And I think he's my top 5 favorite current comics right now who are crushing it. Josh Johnson.
Don't know.
He has braids. Used to not have braids.
I know him.
He's a funny...
No, I don't. the braids guy used to not have braids guy. Oh yeah, that guy.
He has a southern accent, but it's a little zesty. And he's like,
dear
Lord.
I love your description of this man.
Oh my God. He said the funniest thing about Diddy. He was like, Diddy, you remember, I think it was $150 or $50 million bail he wanted to propose. And he was like, do you know how much you did it when you want to put a $50 million bail money aside?
This guy stinks. Dude, Diddy stinks, man.
Yeah, I think he likes to stink, though. He's a stink fiend.
They said there was date Rizape drugs in the in the baby oil.
There were grape drugs?
Rizape.
Well,
that's what we call
Grape.
Yeah, without the
Um,
G. It's
he
Rizape.
Rizape. Yeah. I wonder if they'll do the same thing they did with R. Kelly. If you listen to R. Kelly music, it goes to the survivors of
Oh,
his. So you don't have to feel bad. You can listen to Ignition and be like, Ignition.
I'm helping.
But I'm helping. You know? It's like,
I didn't know that.
feels
That's
so good.
hilarious.
You know, you can have your chocolate but still feel good. You know.
Oh
So,
man, they should do that with Bill Cosby.
maybe they should, but
They should start running the Cosby Show again and give all the try to have Netflix buy it and then give it to all the victims.
Kids Do the Darndest Things would be good on that.
Yeah,
too.
that'd be a good one too. Give that to all the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
But I don't know, Matt. I just think it's wild that we don't talk about how many music executives just resigned quietly or retired after he got arrested. Like,
I didn't know because it's been so quiet.
there's been a superseding indictment going after, like bringing up a ton more victims that came up.
Oh, there's so
So
many
it's-
victims. It's just
yeah.
all victims. I bet you're a victim. I'm a victim.
Yeah, just watching Diddy, you know.
Diddy. I mean, we missed it.
Yeah, I wonder why
too
white.
late.
Why the white party?
Siemens White.
So I could see
So you couldn't see the Siemens.
the doo doo. I have a new poop joke. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Do you think you can read, like if somebody goes to the bathroom and doesn't flush, do you think you can read their poop like tea leaves and like tell their future?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the twist on it?
I don't know. Maybe I just have a premise.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a premise, sir.
Yeah. Tea leaves, shit stains.
Toilet paper. The wipes.
Does it tell you more of your past too? Yeah.
Let's talk about shit. So
We have a septic, by the way. You never asked me that if I was sewer or septic at my new house.
oh my god, are
We
you
have-
gonna have a
we have septic tank.
you gonna have a septic tank cleaning party?
A
A septic
is
tank
that a
pump
thing?
party?
A pump
Oh
party?
yeah, you invite all your friends. You pump your septic tank out, you pump it clean, and then you just get all your friends over, serve them barbecue, try to get them to fill it up again.
Boys, we only have 12 hours.
We gotta
we'll
fill
get
it
some
up.
salvage barbecue. Oh, can't have that anymore.
Oh, it's
They're gone. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, septic tank warming party. That's nice.
Um,
Congrats on the septic tank, man.
dude, we got the tank. It's weird though. We have city water, but
Septic tank.
septic tank. It's like they don't want my shit, but they want me to have their water. You know.
That's good. You don't mix.
Mm.
You
I
don't
wonder,
mix those
like,
things.
how if you know my poop, the amount of poop I generate, will
Which
that
is
make
a
me
lot.
have to?
Didn't you say you need a
Change it.
hefty bag to pick it up or something?
I
Like,
think
if it
you
was
do.
in a
Yeah.
yard?
Have you ever pooped in a bag before? Have you ever done? I did island to island kayaking, and you have to poop in these bags with powder.
Island to
in it.
island sounds like a poop sex move. Sounds horrible.
I just visualized
I
it,
know,
and
you
it
went to the
involves like
island.
6 people.
It involves a lot. There's buckets. It's not good. They're trying to bail things out.
The buckets.
50
Ooh.
million bail.
I think if your sex act includes buckets, straight to jail. The straight to jail means.
It's going to jail.
Yeah. What's new with you?
I like to play music.
You are a musician. What was the name of your band again? Object.
Objet.
Yeah.
We had an album come out a few weeks ago. It's tearing up the charts.
Oh, dude, I'm listening to it.
It's good.
I'll listen to it on the way
It's pretty
here.
good. We got I think we hit 2,500 monthly listeners on Spotify, which is
Oh, really?
pretty good.
2,500?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Monthly listeners? That's great.
It did just come out, so I don't know how any of that works, but that was a lot. That was a lot more than I thought we're gonna hear it.
I know you don't have a comedy agent, but you don't have like a music agent,
No,
right?
because we're not trying to tour. We're not trying to be a big famous band or anything. We're not trying to make a living. I mean, we're
I
just
like
trying
your
to
lead
do
singer.
as well as we can in the area we're in, and maybe we'll play some shows in, maybe go to Mass or New Hampshire, not nowhere too far. I mean, if I'm not gonna say no to anything really cool.
You don't want to be the next Nickelback?
If we could be, I would.
Did you watch the Nickelback documentary?
No.
That's good. It's good.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but I like playing music around here. I don't want to. Traveling with a band is a lot of hard work. It's just a lot. I mean, traveling for comedy is a lot. Now factor in all the gear, all the extra people. It's a lot.
All the drugs.
I don't. No one really does drugs in
I
my
thought
band.
good music needs drugs.
No druggies in my band.
No druggies? You ain't got no druggies?
No.
Your lead singer, though, I remember I only watched one of your shows with my girlfriend. But
Yeah, that
you
was
guys,
a good show.
You guys did great. You have a lot of fans, too.
We did have a lot of people show up.
But your lead singer was cool. I liked him a lot.
He's a really good singer.
Your whole band was cool, though.
Yeah, it's a good collection of people. That's why I think it works. Is because we all get along real well, and there's no fighting. We never fight.
I was thinking about stand-up and what it means to me because I'm closing out my 5th year in stand-up. And you're at what?
Well, March would be 10 years.
10 years. Oh, wow. And I just think, like, what is this meaning? Like, I have a house now. I have a girlfriend who's probably going to be my wife at one point. Like, what does this all mean? And I'm starting to, like, accept the idea that it's kind of just cool to do it and just have it.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I don't get why you got to pursue, like, and I feel like I'm a loser when I say this. It's about the art, man. It's not about being famous. But
I think it is. I think
it's fun.
It is. That's something I've realized is like, why does everything have to be for everybody? You know, why? Like, when I make something, whether it be a video or come up with a joke or a song or whatever, it doesn't have to be for everybody. I mean, a lot of the best stuff is for friends.
For friends.
I like making videos for friends, and I want to do more of that. Specifically make videos just for a very closed audience.
Well, I don't want to remove the challenge of it all. The very closed audience is a great revision there. Because, like, I want a niche. Like, I like the idea of a niche. Like, there's this... I did the show last night, and 2 people walked up to me and said, I really liked this one joke you said. I really related to that.
Mm-hmm. Were they black?
That to me feels... They were white.
That
it
sucks,
felt
man.
really good. Yeah, it felt a little empty.
It's a little less.
Yeah. They
when
were
it's white.
relating to the other jokes I was sharing. They have new jokes, And, like, I have jokes that don't involve my race or my weight. I swear, I promise.
I know. Me too. I have jokes that don't involve my race or my weight.
I wrote a new joke about how in comedy it's important to have a point of view, right? Because that's what makes you special.
Yeah.
My point of view is I'm a big black man with a small penis.
Yeah. That's a good... That is good.
And I don't think I have a small penis. I think my penis is just never going to be as big as the New England psyche wants it to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't give big dick energy.
It got sucked into your body.
Yeah, I'm like a push pop.
It's up in there.
I'm not a lollipop,
Right.
You really got to work.
No, it's like a worm, and it's like a snake crawling around in there, slithering inside of your body, just waiting to find the right moment to strike,
Oh, man, I feel really, I feel good. I feel good with that.
That's good, man.
I'm a little earthworm Jim.
You are, you're a bit, yeah.
But no, like, I've come to accept that a bit more, because I always felt like every year it's like, should I keep pushing it? Should I move to another city? Like, am I really doing this? And then it's like, but
stand-up is a horrible living. It's a terrible living for people. I think that, like, if it's your living, I mean, 99% of people who it's their living, it's bad. It's tough. You're up late at night. Your diet's bad. You're probably drinking too much. You're not getting enough sleep.
Well, everyone's different. I've met some people who are making it work, but they're doing it under their own terms. Like, I think when you're doing it in a way that it works for you and you're not like, because I think it's cute to follow your dreams when you're 25. It becomes really uncute when you're like 50 and you go back and there's nothing else to show for it.
Yeah.
Am
I cute at gonna be 40 and be like,
you have a beautiful child?
Can I do your show, please? I'll go up first. I've only been doing this for 10 years.
You've been doing stand-up for 10 years and had a bunch of fun, but you've fulfilled yourself in other parts of your life too. It's
doing other
well-rounded.
Things. You don't have to. You can do other stuff, and that's the problem too. If you want to do too many things at once, it starts to hurt you.
I also don't like the idea of doing things just for material. I have friends who do that now who are like, oh, I'm doing this because it's an experience for material.
What are you, Bert Kreischer?
Or like you have a conversation with somebody and they're like, oh, that's material. And it's like, I'm just talking. Like, we're
No,
just
I mean,
having a conversation.
but I think if you want to really take comedy seriously, you have to have that mindset.
You can have that mindset without saying it or ruining a moment by like being like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, that's material, you know? I know what's material and what isn't.
Yeah, I know those. I think inexperienced people probably say that.
Yeah.
And you know who you are.
Shame on you. Also, if I'm talking about things I hate in comedy, I fucking hate it when you're doing a show and the people ahead of you say that the audience sucks.
Yeah?
I hate that. Nobody wants to be at a comedy show that sucks, and if you tell them it sucks, they're going to start believing you that it sucks.
You know what?
That's just the way it is.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate right now? Is people that hold the mic like this.
Oh, and do this.
They hold it because everybody's Shane Gillis right now.
They do this too. You're missing this bit of it. You got to have they do the little hand
They
movements.
do the
like
little...
you know. How do you hold your mic?
Stop doing this. I hold it like this, one pinky out. And I do...
It's very phallic.
I don't... I have this. I practice how I hold my microphone for at least 30 minutes every day because I want to look natural on stage. I don't want to look like a fool.
I always put it right to my chin.
That's a bad idea because you're loud, so it's too loud, and you clip the mic when you're live.
Well, you still book me.
It's because you're black.
Yeah. It's because you're short.
That's why they book me. They're like, we have to the short guy.
I did say that to a female comedian without really thinking. She's like, yeah, I got to work on some of my stuff, but they still book me. And I'm like, yeah,
it's because you're a woman.
It's because you're a woman. Yeah. There aren't that many young women doing stand up in our neck of the woods right now.
No.
And then I immediately was like, oh, this sounds wrong. I'm really sorry.
It sounds wrong, but it's true.
And I told her, and I told the other more mature female comic who's been doing this for a while, that bookers have literally said to me, yeah, I put you on the show because you are black.
Yeah, I know
wanted
that.
To make it even.
I know that that's true because I have been told I can't do shows because I'm white.
Yeah.
So, or a white guy. They're like, we have enough. I don't even know if. Okay, I won't say it was because I was white, but guys. They're like, we got enough guys on the show.
And it works in reverse too. Sometimes you won't get booked for something because they're like, it's too black, or it's too many women, or not enough women. And they'll like work things out, and those are decisions producers make so they can have a more balanced show. Like, I get that. I've made those decisions where I'm like, I really want at least one comic who is a killer, who's good, who's still a good comic, but represents a different worldview and has a different point of view than having the same comics. Because you go to some shows and it's always the same lineup.
It is. It's a lot of the same people. It's very boring. I don't think people should be on their show every week. I think that's nuts.
Yeah. And to preface that, female comics is very funny, and she's great, and she listens to the podcast.
That probably means she's not funny, and she's not great, and she listens to the podcast.
She's funny. She had a rough show, but she's funny.
There we go. She had a rough show. We don't know who she is. She knows. She listens to the podcast.
She knows. That's funny.
She bombed. Okay.
But no, she's very funny. But that stuff is the reality of it. It's the reality of it. But audience members don't care about us talking shop. I'm noticing you just have a box filled with looks to be like poker chips.
Yeah, those are Hazel's poker chips.
Your child gambles.
She plays with poker chips. She's like, I want to play with poker chips. And let me tell you, picking up poker chips sucks.
Can your child say all of those syllables?
I want to play poker chips?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to play poker. Yeah.
I
want to play poker chips. She says poker chips.
I heard her upstairs.
She says stuff.
Difficulty with chocolate right there. So.
No, she said chocolate.
She said chocolate. I'm not roasting your child.
Chocolate.
I just don't think your kid's saying, I want poker chips. Daddy, let's raise.
She says poker chips. She doesn't say let's raise. She says want to play cards.
Daddy, I'm going to call you. I think you're full of shit.
Poker chips. She does like poker chips.
Do you and your kid have a game that's going to follow her the rest of her life? Like you and your dad with chess? Or like a thing she can go back to and be like, yeah, me and my dad did this.
Yeah, you're really putting me on the spot here.
She's young. You probably don't have it yet, but
We've got. I mean, it's the game. This is my favorite game. It's called Fabrics. Fabrics is a game where I lay on the ground, and then Amy has a box, like a bin filled with different cuts of fabrics, squares of fabrics. And what I'll do is I'll lay on the ground, and then Hazel will just put these pieces of fabric on me for 20, 30 minutes. And then what's great is I just get to lay there and take a break. And we're playing fabrics, but I'm really just kind of taking a nap. And what's cool is if I fall asleep, she will wake me up.
she's like, Dad, you have to be up for this.
She's like, Dad, wake up. I'm like, all right, I'm up.
Oh man.
So maybe she'll play. I don't know when she'll stop playing fabrics.
Is she she's older now, right? Is her birthday passed?
She is older than she
yeah.
used to be. Her birthday is coming up.
Okay, nice.
3.
Oh, so she was. I always thought she was 3. So I didn't know she's gonna be 4.
About to
She's
be
gonna
3.
Oh,
About to be.
man.
Which, you know what I heard? 3 is actually worse than 2. So that's cool.
They say, was it the terrible 2s?
Yeah.
Is it all bad? And they're just like, we're gonna give every year, kind of.
They're like, you're going to love your kid. You're going to think your kid's really cute. And also your kid is Satan.
Well, they're developing empathy. That's your job. You're programming them.
Yeah.
You're gonna put either an Android program in there, like a Apple. You're gonna put all the apps in.
I've been
the Daddy's
chopping
Girl app. The
Yep.
the Hawk 2 app.
Exactly. I've been chopping it up with the daycare employees lately because she gets in trouble. I think all daycare kids cause trouble. I think it's just sort of common that they get sent to the principal's office, as they say when they're little. Like, they call it a safety break.
A safety break.
If they get a little rambunctious, maybe they push, they get pushy or whatever, push a kid. So my kid has a baby doll that she'll bring to school sometimes, and it's her baby. It's called Horse. It's Horse Baby. It doesn't look like a horse. It's not a horse, but it's Horse Baby.
Identifies as a horse.
It's Horse Baby.
She's very progressive.
She's like, Horse Baby.
progressive
I
child.
want Horse Baby. And so we get Horse Baby. And so that's her baby. And this all the kids want to play with that baby, even though there's other babies to play with, but that's her baby.
Why are they taking her baby?
I don't know. But this other teacher came in and was like, that's not your baby. Let somebody else have a turn. And she's like, that's my baby. And then they were like, no, it's not your baby. And she's like, it's my baby. And then they didn't get it, that it was hers. So they got it away from her. And she got so mad at this kid who was playing with it, she shoved him into a bookshelf. And I guess kind of screwed him up. And so
screwed him up.
Screwed him up a little.
Kid...
I think he got banged up a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I think the administration here had a huge role to play. I want to represent your child in court here. This is dumb.
Well, because I found out later, she's like, "Oh, I fucked up." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "That was her baby," and she's like, that makes sense why she would be so mad." I'm like, "Yeah."
Well, to be fair, you're dealing with one kid, and you probably feel stressed out sometimes. And I imagine like a bunch of other kids that aren't even yours.
These people are saints that work in daycare facilities.
It's so like you got to give them a break. Yeah.
So hard. This was funny. Okay, so this little woman, she's like, I mean, she looks
the little are good with kids.
18 or 19 years old. She's like the littlest girl, and she's probably like 25, but she just looks super young.
Yeah.
And she's been there the whole time since my kid's been going to this daycare. And I've, other than just saying thank you or hello, I haven't had any interaction with her. I've never had a conversation with this person.
She probably prefers it that way.
That's fine. I do too. I don't want to be talking to this person. I like talking to people that are my age or older.
Okay.
But so, especially
Well,
women.
why do you talk to me?
Especially women, specifically women.
Oh, okay.
I want to be just.
You like
it
young
just
boys?
Makes it easier. Give me young boys. Give me young Mo.
Yeah.
But so this. I'm driving to the grocery store from work, which I work near my daycare, and
Is
There's
this
this
while
dump-
you're going to Jersey
There's
Mike's?
this dump truck trying to get into the dump, and so it's stopped there for a while, and then traffic is just lining up because there's a line at the dump. So no one can get around this truck. It's huge, and there's just oncoming traffic, so you just can't go around.
You have a big car.
But I'm like 3 or 4 cars back, let's say. And so we're waiting, and it's been like several minutes of being stuck on this road. There's traffic piling up. It's never a road that ever has stop traffic on it. So it was really weird to see all these cars for this one little stop. And then eventually there's a break on the other side of the road. And so this truck in front of me goes. And then I follow the truck, but there was a car in front.
Ooh.
And I didn't realize. And as I go by, the person flips me off, makes eye contact with me. It was that little 19-year-old girl flipping me off before she even knew who it was. She was petrified when she saw that she flipped me off. And I felt bad because, I mean, I wasn't doing it intentionally. I just was following the car in front of me. I mean, for all I know, this car was going to the dump too. I don't know. And she was pissed. And what was funny, she went right after me. She was right behind me. I went into the Hannaford parking lot. She goes into the Hannaford parking lot, right behind me.
To confront you?
No, to go to Hannaford.
Oh.
Because she was having her lunch break. And like I was going to have I was getting food too. And so we like saw each other and like kind of like she kind of like wouldn't look at me. But she knew I was there, and we were like, we checked out at the same time. We were basically holding hands the whole time we were in there, but we couldn't talk. So it was really funny. Like,
you deserved it.
And I really I've never seen her again. Actually,
Here's the thing. That's behavior that you can get away with in a bigger state. You can get away with that behavior in Illinois, in Mass, big state. You're never going to see someone again. In Maine, it's a small town. You don't know who you're flipping off.
You don't.
And when you might see them. Because I think, I probably have seen everybody in the state of Maine. I probably met everyone in the state of Maine.
Oh, yeah.
At least once.
At least once or twice even.
And the last thing I want to do is flip somebody off. And then it gets to, someone's grandma. And then...
You ever flip off a rando?
No.
Okay,
well, not now in my life. Maybe when I was like under my 20s, 20 and under, definitely flip people off.
I flipped someone off as a pedestrian once. I was the pedestrian flipping someone off who was
have right away
driving. Who was driving stupidly. Flipped them off. It was somebody I knew. I was like, wow, okay. It was just very funny, and I did talk to them later about it.
What I do is I get mad in the car. I don't flip people off, but I will like point. I think my go-to move is like the fuck.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
sure.
I try to be careful because I'm such a big guy that I don't want people to feel, unsafe or that I'm deranged or something,
Yeah.
Like little people like you can get all mad and angry, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, people don't love it when little people get mad though.
Yeah, they feel bad, right?
They feel bad or they laugh at you.
Laugh at
It's
you?
funny. Oh yeah.
Who laughs at you when you're getting...
When I'm mad, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
People I love.
Yeah, some people have a past. Your kid could laugh at you when you're mad.
Yeah.
Right? But
it's just not a good look. You can't be a small guy and be mad. It looks bad.
It's a stereotype, Yeah. Angry short person,
Little man syndrome.
Little man
LMS.
syndrome.
It's called LMS.
Yeah. I just think it's a bad idea. Not in the state of Maine. Not in like Rhode Island either, or like small states where everyone knows each other pretty much, or like you're not that far away from knowing each other.
Yeah, I don't really flip people off. Also, because road rage, people are insane now and get really mad about stuff and will just shoot you in the head for whatever reason. So I try to not make anyone upset ever.
I was talking to somebody about how like the percentage of unsolved murders is way higher than reported. Like the amount of murders that get solved or like might be around 50% in some states right now.
Yeah, I looked. I mean, last time I checked, I think there were 42 unsolved murders in Maine. Which is
small state. That's a lot.
Is it?
For a small state, 42 unsolved murders. That's, imagine. Well,
let's imagine something.
I was gonna say something dark, but like it's like a Hannaford at one point. Like all the customers
You
at
wanna-
Hannaford dead.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Is that how you want to think of it?
That's the way I think of it. Yeah.
You're like, it's a Hannaford's worth of people.
That's one Hannaford of people are dead. Nobody knows.
One
did it?
Hannaford is filled with dead bodies and nobody knows who
Can I
did
share
it.
this conspiracy theory with you? Let's turn this into a true crime podcast real quick.
I'll turn it black and white.
But we have to. Yeah, you have to. Okay. I believe that there is a serial killer developing in Bangor. I believe they are 12 to 14 years old. There are like 25 missing cats in Bangor right now. Nobody knows what's happened. Some of them are coming up dead. Some people think it's a coyote. I think it's a very aggressive little white kid. There's a serial killer developing, and I mean this too. Like, look it up. There's just a ton of missing cats in that area. There are also a ton of missing cats in Saco as well. I'm following this closely. And
have we had an increase in Asian population?
no, it's the
In
Haitians.
Bangor.
It might be the Haitians.
Did I say Asian? I meant Haitian.
Because cats now, it's the Asian. That's also BS. You know what somebody told me?
Are we really going to break down how that isn't true?
No, somebody told me this is so funny. She said, quote, who cares how many, who cares if they're eating cats?
Who cares?
She's like, there are too many cats out there that like don't have a home, so eat them. She's like, I wouldn't even care if they're eating cats, which was to me the funniest response to that. Like, what if? Who cares if they're eating cats? Obviously untrue.
It's fine.
Yeah, there are other reasons to hate a ethnic group outside of what they eat.
Really?
Yeah, they're
Like
valid
what?
reasons.
How they dress, how they smell,
What wars
what
they
look
start?
like, what
You know,
wars
with
they
people
start.
who didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Not a big fan of the Turkish, you know, and what they've done. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You know what? Yeah. What about the Zerg?
Zerg Empire.
And the Terran.
They've done
And
nothing
the
wrong.
Protoss.
They've nothing wrong.
How do you feel about Protoss?
I believe that if
You ever
everyone...
have someone Protoss your salad? All right.
No, I'm under 40, so they don't have to Protoss my salad.
Nice.
Yeah. Are you getting Protossed? No. Is your salad getting Protossed every year?
No.
Why?
What's going on? It's all droopy over there. What's going on? That's why they're not.
Mike?
Didn't tighten it up enough, I guess.
You didn't tighten
really
it up.
tighten it.
But it's fine. You know, we can keep this. We can keep this going.
Yeah, it's just dry. Now it's just sinking. This is the part of the show where it sinks.
This is the sunken place. I do feel like my new neighborhood is like the sunken place.
Yeah.
Yeah. My next door neighbor was pretty quick to tell me that I wasn't the first black person she's ever met.
She's ever seen in her
Within
life.
6 seconds, she was like, I know a Zimbabwean. I'm woke. She had a Harris wall sign right in front, too. It was great.
You know what? This was good. I was driving in my neighborhood, and I saw a mailbox that had Black Lives Matter painted on it.
Wow.
They had a Black Lives Matter mailbox.
That is the whitest thing that you could do in Portland.
It's banana. It's a bananas place to put that. I don't know what you're putting it on a mailbox.
Also, might not be legal. You can't, unless you, maybe if you own it, but mailboxes are regulated, right, by the feds. Like, you can't deface a mailbox. You can't damage a mailbox.
I'm not talking about where you mail it. I'm talking about your personal mailbox. Like
No, it's that too. You know, someone going around and a kid going around hitting mailboxes with, like, a bat.
Yeah.
That's considered a felony.
Right. And if a kid did that to that mailbox, it would be a hate crime.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like a double whammy.
Yeah. Who was it again?
But it didn't have it on both sides, so maybe they could whack it, not intentionally being racist.
The attorney's just like, so we completely accept the charges around the federal defacing of a mailbox.
Right.
But my client is not racist. As you can see, he
crime.
struck the unpainted sign.
The unpainted sign did not say Black Lives Matter.
He didn't even know.
He didn't know. As you can see, clearly the bat hit this side.
And as a result, the contents of his search history is irrelevant
It's irrelevant.
and
Can
inadmissible.
be disregarded.
Yeah. I don't care how many. I will say fascism is very popular in space. That's where a lot of people like fascism, is in space. Space fascism.
Tell me more.
The Empire in Warhammer.
Are we talking Warhammer?
Warhammer. No, have you ever noticed though? Like you play a video game and it's like, oh, they love their fascism out here. You know, for the king, for the empire.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
No, I haven't. I've missed that. My whole life, I've missed that.
Well, you need to get back into it. You're playing Magic the Gathering. You're
I'm
having
back
your
in.
gatherings.
I just got back into Magic the Gathering.
Command. Or was it? There was some scandal in Magic the Gathering about a specific expensive card that's only good in what's it called, Commander or something.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I heard about that. The Lotus Bloom?
Yeah, people spent a lot of money on this card, and it's like really good
Jewel
for this
Lotus?
one type of game.
Yeah, it's only good in Commander. And now that it got banned, and it was like a really expensive card, and now it's probably worth nothing. So all these people that spent money on it are in secondary market are pissed.
Boo-hoo.
Guess who didn't own one? This guy.
Do you have expensive Magic cards?
I have a few,
Mm.
but
I was thinking about getting a new collect. Something new. I got into Gundam, Gunpla.
Gundam style?
Since I had more time in my week available to me because we stopped podcasting, I got
You
into
have 3 extra hours?
those 3 extra hours are great. I make little figurines now.
You paint?
I don't paint them. I
You don't
would
have
love
the-
to get into
You don't
painting.
have the light with the magnifying glass?
I would love to get into painting.
And doing
though.
that, you could put that in your man cave.
I was thinking about doing that with Warhammer.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
It's a great midlife crisis thing to get into.
Well, I'm not having a crisis. I just love it. No, but just I always liked Gundam. You know Gundam,
I didn't
right?
care for it.
The robots, yeah.
Yeah, was not my jam.
Just fun little process. You just snip things, put it together. So.
Oh, snip.
Oh,
I made the miniature cars,
you did?
the model cars. I remember doing that a few times when I was a kid,
Mm.
but I haven't made a model in a while.
Have you ever made like a model girlfriend?
I have one.
So, yeah. That's a good one. You should say that a little louder so she can hear you. This guy's a smooth operator.
I keep it smooth and my brain works.
What's your like number one pickup line? Like what do you say to the hoes, you know? The non-binary hoes.
I say, hey lady, are you retarded? Because I like you. Nah, I think I got that one wrong. How does that one go? Because you're special. That's what it is. Because I can tell you're special. You must be retarded because I can tell you're special.
Oh.
That's a nice one, right?
That's good because you
women
lower
love
her
that.
self-esteem, then
Yeah.
you pick her right back
You
up.
get, hey,
Nah.
hey, what are you?
Women should have pickup
Ice Spice
lines.
without
they,
makeup
They
on?
should have their own pickup lines, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know, something clever. Insert something clever.
How about-
ChatGPT, what's something clever I could say?
It is, I'll pay for dinner.
I'll pay for it. I always pay on the first date. Did you pay on the first date, or were you a Dutch guy? Do you go Dutch?
I'm sure I paid. I don't know why I wouldn't.
I feel like first date you definitely pay, and then second date, I want to see if you're gonna reach for your wallet.
I feel like you just pay forever. I don't know.
I don't know. Courtney went halfsies with me.
I think as we got deeper in the relationship,
Actually, Courtney went halfsies with me on the first date because it was expensive and I didn't realize. And I just was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll pay for it. And she was like, this is a big tab. I'm paying for some of this. And she went half and half.
that's riveting stuff. Man.
And I took the food home.
Nice.
And I should have paid more because of that.
Wow. Did you eat it cold or did you heat it up?
I ate it the minute I got back home because I was hungry again.
Was it cold?
It was cold, yeah. I didn't reheat. I don't reheat leftovers, do you?
You just get them cold.
Oh, yeah.
Right out the fridge,
Why
even
not?
if you should warm them up.
Yeah, I've never warmed up anything, man.
You don't got time for warming.
I ain't got that time.
I got warmth time.
Sometimes I like it cold. You don't like things cold?
I do like some things cold.
Yeah, man, I like a little cold.
You know what I love cold? Ice.
Ice.
I like
baby.
ice cream. I like cold Jersey Mike's.
Do you have more Jersey Mike stories? Or are you going
I
back to that
do.
Jersey?
Actually do. There's a lady working there now that has really a physical weirdness going about her. I don't know what's going on with her.
Is she just a disabled woman? And you're just
I don't
going
know.
after
She's
her?
got hairy arms, and she has
That is a
really
disability.
tall, big shoulders
Ooh.
that are. I'm not trying to say that she's trans. I'm saying she's.
That didn't even cross my mind.
Just making sure, because I thought maybe, I hope.
She's a woman.
As far as I can tell,
She's
there's
a woman.
no reason to think that this is not a woman.
Yeah, she's presenting as a woman.
Yeah, that's a woman.
Yeah.
And big, tall, I don't know if she has a neck, is really what I'm getting.
No neck.
It looks like her neck is attached to her shoulders.
No neck.
It's weird. And then really long, hairy arms. It's a real interesting thing.
When in doubt, check for the neck.
Check the neck.
So she's a turtle.
It was a turtle lady. That's what I'm
Snap
thinking.
at you? She's a snapping turtle.
She's like, do you want extra mayo on there? And I'm like, too much mayo. Take some off. I don't want it.
She's like, please don't get any closer. I just automatically do this.
Yeah.
Start snipping at you.
You know what? There was this guy in line, and I go,
Did you check his genitals to make sure he was a guy?
I didn't. I just assumed his gender.
There we go.
There we go. That's how we do it. No, what I did was I wanted to crack a joke. Because you know me, I like to crack a joke with a stranger who's not expecting it. And I go, you know why they put the glass up?
Also, that always goes well.
You'll never
Always
fail.
goes well.
Strangers love to be goofed around with.
Strangers love it when you talk to them.
Talk to a stranger.
Especially if they have a gun. If they have a gun on them,
if they have a gun, make them laugh.
you have to talk.
Anyone with a gun, if you make them laugh, that's a friend for life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're your homie.
So I'm talking to this guy. I go, hey, you know what this glass is for? In front of all the meat and everything, right? He's like, it's like a spit shield. I'm like, no. It's so that when they're cutting the meat and they slice themselves open, all the blood stays on the glass and it doesn't get on you. And it was like he just sputtered for a few. He was like, is that really what it's for?
Oh, so you met a stupid.
Oh, there's a lot of stupids out there.
You met a little crayon muncher.
You go you go up to one out of 3 people. You ain't got a stupid. 2 out of 3, you gonna get stupid.
You got yourself stupid.
You got some stupids happening.
You know, I will say sometimes when you're just on your lunch break or like really exhausted, nothing's clicking. Like sometimes strangers will talk to me and I'm like, I don't know why you're talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like it when strangers talk to me. Like if it's not a setting where like if I do a comedy show and I performed and strangers talk to me, that makes sense because I just performed. But if I'm in line getting a sandwich, like this one time, this asshole, I was getting a sandwich and he walked up to me and he was like, do you know why they have the little shield around the meat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's to prevent when they cut themselves and slice their fingers off the paint, you know, the blood doesn't get on your nice t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is this guy saying this to me?
Yeah. Because he's cool.
Yeah,
he's a fun, cool man. That's a fun little man that's saying some weird shit to me.
Oh, man. I've been thinking about becoming really good at fighting games.
That mic is driving me utterly insane.
It's recording my titties.
You got it. Here, do the twist on there. Get the spin that. Get it tight. Real
Oh,
tight.
you mean this?
Yeah, but the other one too.
It's tight. Oh, it is tight. Oh, but it's better now, actually, because this was a little loose.
All right, good.
Yeah. Dude, we're good.
We're good.
We're good. We're tight now.
It's good to just save it in the last few minutes. But
yeah, I was going to say, like, why are we saving it? Well,
no, it's good.
we were almost at the time.
But I'm sorry that I talked to you in line the other day.
That's cool,
and ruined your sandwich experience.
We still sort of talk. I appreciated that. Like, we didn't completely...
We didn't break up.
Yeah.
No. Nope.
I do think of you as a friend, being genuine. I like you. You're a good dude.
Thank you.
Good guy. But it's funny, like, I miss doing this, but I also did not miss doing it every week at the same time.
I know, right?
It's
Me
such-
too. It's a lot of work doing a podcast.
Oh, yeah, and
And
you
you
did
didn't even have
you did
to-
all the work.
You didn't even have to do any of the editing.
Oh yeah, I just drove.
You just drove, which, I mean, yeah, that's its own different kind of suck.
I bought a car for this, and I tried the editing. The one clip I did edit, viewers, Mo Keither, try to point out what clip I edited of all things.
Well, what you got to do is compare it to the first one I did.
Yeah, you get
It's
better.
not
over
fair
time.
to compare it to the last one I did. Because the last one, they were the best ones.
And I was thinking about doing like my own project because I have a camera and everything, and I'm still gonna do something, but it's tough to do it alone. It's more fun to do it with somebody.
It's nice to have a coworker, someone you can relate to.
Bounce ideas off because it's always fun. I've also been watching the Nevada. Is it
Nadav.
Nadav's podcast?
Yeah, I checked that out.
I like his podcast. I like him. He seems like a cool dude.
Nadav, if you want to have us on, you can. We have a cheap fee.
I'll do it for free.
We'll do it on.
I'll pay you. Kidding. But he has these great videos about podcasting and stuff, and his first
does.
recommendation is don't do it. It's like, don't do it.
No, it's true.
Do something else.
It does suck. Podcasting sucks. There's too many of them. It's oversaturated. And this, to me, is a podcast for our friends.
Yeah. And I like having the podcast. Like, my brother watches this. My good friends of mine watch this. Coworkers that I haven't talked to in years watch it. And it's always fun to, like... it's always fun to hear back from them. Be like, oh, that was weird. And it is
Yeah.
our little shitty podcast, which I like.
Yeah,
like
it's our
like,
shit.
It's our little shitty podcast. But I think we're better than Talk to You.
Talk to
Tatua.
Yep.
Babua. And I don't know. I think I love this new light, by the way. I think this light's so cool.
Mo's going to buy a light now.
No, I can't buy anything anymore. I have a tight budget. I have what's called a mortgage now,
Yeah,
and it's
True.
I pay for natural gas. Worried about last night the generator might have kicked on. We don't know why. Now we're worried the generator went on.
You're all right.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Honestly, you can edit this part out if you
No,
want.
it's all staying in. I'm not editing anything.
I what scared me a lot was your possible fire situation that
that was
happened last
bad.
year. Like,
Yeah.
when I bought the house, I'm like, I better be sniffing for like smoke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be on the lookout. If something seems weird, do a little inspection.
Mhm.
It's not worth a house fire for.
Yeah, fully insured though. We got that umbrella. Got that umbrella.
That's good. So, yeah, comedy sucks. And
Comedy.
It's over.
sucks ass.
It's gonna end.
I don't think it's gonna end. So, are you serious about it? You think comedy's gonna end?
I think a lot of I think it's about to have the crash that happened in the like 90s when the boom busted, when it was over for a while, because there's just too much of it. All these really big comics are putting out too many specials. They're
not all good.
They're all money grabs. They're putting out them too frequently. And then you got Joe Rogan, who puts one out after not putting one out for like 5 or 6 years, and it stinks.
Yeah, he did it all live.
It stinks. That was a horrible comedy special. Absolutely terrible.
Well, there's really good stand-up out there though that's still high quality and amazing. Like I said, Josh Johnson. I'll also point out Ali Sadiq. Neil Brennan has really. I think he has another special coming out.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Felipe.
He's definitely someone who cares about his
art.
his.
I think
his quality
Stavros
of
is
work.
funny too. I think Stavros is hilarious.
I love Stavros, but there was something about his newest special that I felt like was maybe rushed, but maybe I only watched it
You know,
once.
I watched his Blocks episode with Neil Brennan, and he does talk about he kind of wishes he had more time with it.
Oh, he did.
He's mentioned that. So it's funny you said
Interesting,
that. Yeah.
because I felt like he could have spent more time on that one. I mean, and that's the thing is like he had a long time for that first one he did.
I highly recommend you listen to that podcast. It was good. He's a great
I
guest.
would check it out. I like Stabby.
I like Stavros a lot. He's smart.
And you know what sucks is dogging a special of somebody that you actually like. It sucks because you didn't like the special of the person you like, but it also, especially when you're talking to other comedians that like that person, and no matter what, they just are in a trance and they don't know that it sucks. But when you actually look at it, you're like, oh, that's like not as good. And I'm not saying that that's
like every special Dave Chappelle has made since coming out of retirement.
Since that first one, which was really good, all of them have been kind of just going
First
downhill.
one was still meh.
I thought it was funny.
You know who's been aging well?
Happy to see him again.
Chris Rock. Chris Rock specials, I think, have been killing every single new one.
Yeah,
I think he's been doing great.
Yeah, but there's a lot of comics that just put them out quick because it's a money grab. They can get that money from Netflix, they can get it from Hulu or whatever, and
Is it a money grab? Because I feel like,
of course,
you make more money now if you could do a podcast. If you got a good podcast,
well, they wrap it all together, and then they just like, oh, here's my hour, I'll tour on this, I'll sell it, and I make all the money from touring on it. Now I am forced to write a new hour, and then I can just pump that out there and perform for my own fans, and it doesn't matter if it's good or not because my fans love me no matter what.
Exactly.
And it's like when you're a low level comic, nobody knows who you are. You really have to work to get laughs because nobody's coming to see you. No one cares about you.
The worst feeling in the world is like I'll have a bad performance, and I've been doing stand up for 5 years. And I'll be like, oh yeah, it's a bad performance. I had a bad show. My bad. It's my responsibility. I take ownership of that, and I walk away. But it's funny when someone comes up and they're like, you know, you have a lot of good ideas. Keep it up.
Like it's almost like someone shoving a knife in your back.
It's just like you're already like wounded, and somebody goes,
or like, I thought you were really funny. I don't know why they weren't laughing.
It just hurts.
And you're just like, yeah, you know why they didn't laugh? Because they didn't like me.
Because it wasn't funny.
And you thought I was funny because you got me, but everybody else didn't get me.
And it hurts to hear. And obviously, like, it's always nice. You know, I know where it's coming from sometimes.
It is. Those people mean well when they say that stuff.
But you're in a bad headspace.
I don't, you know what, I don't actually, it doesn't upset me when someone says I don't get why they weren't laughing, because a lot of times, like, I don't get it either.
To me, it's like the keep it up, keep going, like, oh, you know.
Oh, yeah, you'll get them next time.
Work it out.
You'll get them next time.
I had a comic do that to me once. He saw me at one show, said, yeah, keep working on it. He sucked. Then I saw him at another show and I killed, and he's like, oh, you did a great job. You really fixed a lot of those jokes. And I was like, yeah, I had a bad performance.
Yeah, you know? No, I mean,
it happens.
You know what some jackass comedy person, jackass comic said to me was, oh, you know, they're a really tough crowd tonight. That was rough, man. That was a really tough crowd for you. I was like, dude, everybody else killed except for me. It wasn't the crowd. It was me. I stunk that night, you know?
It's never the crowd. That's why I love stand-up. It could be the crowd for sure.
If everybody bombs, it's the crowd. No, I'm sorry. It is the crowd.
No, it's not. I disagree. Because this is why I love stand-up comedy, and I don't do slam poetry anymore, which was my art form of choice before, where it was so... Like, it was tough. People didn't heckle you in slam poetry. You could walk away if everyone was quiet, no applause or anything like that. First off, they always applause at the end, no matter what. You always get an applause break at the end because you shared something personal. And then at the end of the day, no one ever really criticizes you because they can't. They're putting themselves out there to maybe not have understood your art.
Yeah.
And people are scared of that. People want to always feel like they're smart and they understand things. But in stand-up, it's really simple. Did they laugh or did they not laugh? Mm-hmm. And if they didn't laugh, you sucked. That's it.
Yeah.
It's binary.
But also, I feel like sometimes the crowd sucks, and sometimes the crowd's just like way too good. Do you ever feel like the crowd's just like
generous? Like, this wasn't funny. You guys.
Where you were like, why are you laughing at the part that's definitely just like set up that there's no humor in it? Like, I will listen to a comic that's on stage that's killing, and they'll say something like, "So I left my house," and they're like, I'm just like, I left my house. Like they just say some random thing that gets them to the next joke, and it's just like the way they say it.
But when people are in the trance,
I know they're in the trance.
and
They're not actually
feeling,
laughing.
They're not. They're laughing because they like the person.
There's a cadence. There's a vibe.
They've been bought by the person.
Yeah.
Their look, their goofiness, maybe their physical presence.
Yeah.
Is getting them. And those are all things people work on or are gifted. Just have they're gifted and they have it.
Yeah.
Like there's one comic, Josh Mandel, I'll put out there. He's just a really funny kid, and I call him a kid because he's way younger than me. Very talented. He'll just show up and people will look at his face and laugh because he is a charming kid, and he's on stage and he has this goofy voice. And they love the way he kind of just presents himself.
You know what I love about Josh is he booked me to do a show once, and then 2 days before the show I asked him, if I need to know anything about the show, and then he goes, "Oh, sorry man, that show is I can't get you on that show."
Oh, sorry.
It was like 2 months earlier I'd booked the show, and I was trying to rope it in with another show I also had booked that night down in Mass. So he just like screwed me out of a show for no reason. He couldn't have just put me on.
Ooh.
Even though I was going to be, and I was like, "Oh, I'll get you back next time. When are you going to be here next?" And then I told him when I was going to be there next, and he just ghosted me.
He's been nice to me.
You know why?
Maybe, yeah, why?
Why do you think maybe nicer to you?
Because I have a shellfish allergy.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, the Crohn's disease and the shellfish allergy. No.
He said, he doesn't say, there's too many guys on the show that have Crohn's, so you can't be on tonight.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of Crohn's material flying around. It's going to be zipping and zapping
If you
around.
were funnier, Keith, you would be booked.
Except the same night, I was supposed to be booked on that show. I did another show, and I like totally destroyed, and they were like...
Do you know what I do best is... I've noticed I feel like I do stand up really badly. And that's why it's tough with certain shows when I work that day.
Yeah.
Like working that same day, or like
can't get it together.
By the end of it, like I don't relax enough. Like if I have a day off and I do a show, I always kill because I have spent part of the day preparing for it.
Yeah, preparing helps.
And I prepare for I'll prepare the night before and the couple hours before the show, but it's always back to the whole audience thing. I think it's never the audience unless it's a captive audience, unless it's an audience that wasn't expecting stand-up. Then that's the producer's fault. That's not even the audience's fault. Like if you have a show at a restaurant and they're just like, "We're doing stand-up tonight with the pasta special."
Yeah, but
then
what about when there's 6 people there and it's just awkward?
That's at that point you have to change what you're doing.
No, I know, but I'm
like
saying
Sam Ike. I had a show at Sam Ike. I learn a lot whenever I watch Sam Ike. I learn a lot from just how I think he's a phenomenal comic. It was a small show. It was 6 people. He didn't do material really. He just stopped. He moved the mic as close as he could to these people.
He doesn't really ever do material.
And he didn't even do a mic. He just walked in and just talked to them.
Right. That's what he always does.
But he never, he's still, when he is doing the crowd work and stuff, usually he does 3-4 of his jokes. He did 2 of them. And he just talked to them really. And he crushed it.
Yeah.
And he did a great job. The way you approach it is, last night, we had a more quiet audience. There weren't that many people. The entire front row was empty. So instead of staying on stage,
that's the best.
Instead of staying on stage on Empire, I just plopped down the stairs and I got as close as I could to them. I just started doing some crowd work and then entering some of my jokes, and I had a better set than I would have if I just stayed back and what's the deal with airline food? It's like
you have a lot of those airline jokes.
I have a lot of
airline. You gotta cut them, dude. You gotta get rid of that hack.
My jokes are all about the banality of life.
It is Bane. It's a Bane life.
I think it's vain.
Banal.
Banal. Banal.
So, I don't know if this is going to be It's probably not going to be another one for a little while. Maybe we'll do another one at some point. We'll see.
I'm down to
We
do
might
it tomorrow.
just check them in. This is going to be a sporadic podcast. We don't care. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
I like to have fun here.
This is new us. All right.
This is a chill vibe. I love the fact that you sent me the photos.
I want to get you excited.
and I was like, and you were like, you know, I'm gonna put something on top of the
I want to put a tablecloth on here.
Always good to see you, and always
Yeah.
nice to have you. And I like doing this. If we're gonna do this again, when we do this again, I want to stick to weekends because I like chilling before coming to you and being like,
Look at that. We had a nice little weekend. You know why we can do weekends? Because I don't have shows.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause
Check
you're
out my
always doing
dates.
Shows. You're always traveling.
0 dates. I got 0 dates, and it's great.
You can always work on that Mo Keith time live.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
We got that, and then I think November 20th, my band is playing at Portland House of Music.
You know, one thing I'll throw out there, if you want,
I'm here.
let's get a third mic. Let's invite a friend next time. Because we have a table now. Or they can sit on my lap.
They can.
I'll be Santa, and they.
Let's have them sit on the table.
Oh yeah, butt right on the table.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So this has been
Mo Keith time.
Mo Keith time.
Love you. Good night. There is a serial killer in Bangor. Watch out.